Welcome to Dark Side of History channel, where the untold stories of the past come to life. So don't forget to subscribe and uncover the mysteries with us.
Coney Island Auto Polo Entertainment. Motorized vehicle auto polo combined racing thrills with traditional polo skills for entertainment at Coney Island in 1913. This dangerous sport featured cars instead of horses as players tried to hit a ball while driving at high speeds. The auto polo represented how early automobile culture created new forms of entertainment and spectacle. Colorado Stagecoach Mountain Transport. The Kai Kendall Stagecoach Company facilitated passenger and goods travel in remote Colorado mining town areas in 1894. These sturdy vehicles provided essential transportation links between isolated mountain communities and the outside world. The stagecoach transport represented how private companies filled the transportation needs of frontier settlements. Dublin train station crash. A Harcourt Street locomotive failed to stop and crashed through the station wall in Dublin in 1900, leaving the train partially suspended over the street. This dramatic accident showed the dangers of early railroad transportation and the need for better safety systems. The train crash represented how mechanical failures could create spectacular and dangerous accidents. Ancient work absence records. Administrative documentation from 3,200 years ago detailed personal justifications for missing work, including embalming a brother and treating a scorpion sting injury. These ancient records showed that people have always needed time off work for family responsibilities and medical emergencies. The absence records represented how human nature and workplace challenges remain constant across thousands of years. Shigeki Tanaka Boston Marathon victory. 20-year-old Hiroshima survivor Shigeki Tanaka won the Boston Marathon in 1951, symbolizing resilience 6 years after the atomic bombing. This young runner's victory showed how human spirit could triumph over tragedy and rebuild life after devastating loss. The marathon victory represented hope and recovery for Japan after the destruction of World War II. Armenian ancient transportation discovery. A thousands-year-old wooden carriage discovered at Lushan revealed prehistoric transport technology and engineering insights from ancient Armenia. This archaeological find showed how ancient peoples developed sophisticated vehicles for carrying people and goods. The ancient carriage represented early human innovation in transportation and engineering before written history. Malcolm Campbell's speed record. Malcolm Campbell's Bluebird vehicle achieved 301 miles per hour on the Bonneville Salt Flats in 1935, setting a new world land speed record. This incredible achievement pushed the boundaries of automotive technology and human courage in pursuit of speed. The speed record represented the golden age of motor racing when daredevils competed to go faster than anyone had ever traveled on land. Berlin Beetle post-war survival. A Volkswagen Beetle drove among World War II destruction in Berlin in 1945, illustrating the city's post-conflict reconstruction efforts. This small car represented hope and practical transportation for civilians trying to rebuild their lives after the war. The Beetle in rubble showed how everyday life slowly returned to destroyed cities after the fighting ended. Roman ship maritime discovery. A 1st century BC Roman vessel discovered at Comacchio preserved its structure and cargo, providing insights into ancient maritime trade. This shipwreck revealed how Romans conducted long-distance commerce and the types of goods they transported across the Mediterranean. The Roman ship represented the sophisticated trade networks that connected the ancient world. Jenny McGregor prohibition smuggling. Jenny McGregor was arrested in 1924 for creative alcohol smuggling using life jackets to circumvent U.S. prohibition laws. This clever smuggler hid bottles of illegal liquor inside life preservers to avoid detection by authorities. Her arrest represented the cat-and-mouse game between law enforcement and creative criminals during the Prohibition era. Salvation Army coffin bed shelter. The Salvation Army provided coffin beds for 4 pence per night with canvas blankets for homeless individuals during the late 19th century. These simple shelters gave poor people a place to sleep that was barely better than the street. The coffin beds represented the desperate poverty that many people faced during the Industrial Revolution. High-structure car jump stunt. A performer executed a risky car jump maneuver in 1921, showcasing courage and physical skill for early film productions. This dangerous stunt required precise timing and incredible bravery to survive the impact and landing. The car jump represented the risks that early stunt performers took to create thrilling entertainment for movie audiences. Wellington Arch sculpture maintenance. London workers cleaned the horse sculptures atop Wellington Arch at Hyde Park Corner in 1939, preserving the structural integrity of this monument. These skilled craftsmen maintain the artistic details of public monuments to keep them beautiful for future generations. The arch maintenance represented the ongoing care required to preserve cultural landmarks and public art. Los Alamos nuclear research. Scientists and technicians conducted nuclear technology and innovation research at Los Alamos Laboratory in 1974. This leading facility continued developing nuclear technology for both peaceful and military purposes after World War II. The laboratory research represented how scientific innovation continued to advance human knowledge and capabilities during the Cold War. Ralph DFS racing survival. Driver Ralph DFS was thrown from his car during a crash at Hammond Raceway in 1939, surviving this high-risk auto racing accident. This spectacular crash showed the incredible dangers that early race car drivers faced before modern safety equipment. The racing survival represented the courage and luck required to compete in dangerous motorsports. E. Lillian Todd, aviation pioneer. E. Lillian Todd became the first woman to design and build aircraft in the early 20th century, challenging gender barriers and inspiring future inventors. This pioneering aviator proved that women could master the technical skills needed for aircraft engineering and construction. Her aviation work represented women's determination to enter fields that were traditionally closed to women. Pan Am Strato Cruiser luxury dining. Passengers enjoyed turkey dinner during sophisticated air travel aboard a Pan Am Stratocruiser in 1949, with elaborate meal service. This luxury air travel provided elegant dining and comfort that made flying a glamorous experience for wealthy passengers. The airline dining represented the golden age of aviation, when air travel was exclusive and sophisticated. Eniwetok Atoll Marines exhaustion. Exhausted Marines rested after intense fighting in the Marshall Islands during Pacific World War II campaign operations at Eniwetok Atoll in 1944. These battle-worn troops had fought through brutal combat to capture strategic Pacific islands from Japanese forces. The Marine exhaustion showed the physical and mental toll that island-hopping warfare took on American forces. U.S.-Mexico Border Joint Patrol. Joint soldiers conducted security patrols along the U.S.-Mexico border during a period of Arizona Territory tension and instability in 1915. These cross-border operations worked to maintain peace and prevent raids during the Mexican Revolution. The Border Patrol represented how international cooperation could help maintain security during periods of political instability. London Steeplejack High-Altitude Rest. Specialized high-altitude workers took a rest break during Shellmec's building maintenance services in London during the 1930s. These brave workers performed dangerous jobs on tall buildings and industrial structures without modern safety equipment. The steeplejack break showed how skilled craftsmen maintained the infrastructure of growing modern cities. Physical television logo objects. Pre-digital era television stations used carved or assembled physical objects to provide visual identity for broadcasters and programs. These three-dimensional objects were filmed by cameras to create station identification and program branding before computer graphics. The physical logos represented how early television production relied on practical objects and creative craftsmanship. Wooden exercise equipment health. Manual gym equipment from the 1920s promoted health and well-being before modern motorized fitness machines became available. These simple wooden devices required users to provide their own power for exercise and physical conditioning. The exercise boards represented early fitness culture and the growing awareness of physical health and exercise benefits. Improvised child car seat safety. Convenience-prioritized baby seating from the 1950s allowed front vehicle riding with minimal safety features for children. These improvised car seats prioritized access and convenience over protection during an era before modern safety regulations. The child seats represented how automobile safety standards evolved slowly as people learned about crash protection. Fairbanks-Chaplin silent film friendship. Douglas Fairbanks lifted Charlie Chaplin in New York in 1918, highlighting the shared prestige of silent film stars. This friendship between two of cinema's biggest stars showed the camaraderie among early Hollywood performers. The celebrity friendship represented the glamour and excitement of the early film industry during its golden age. Raymond May's Bugatti wheel crisis. Raymond Mays faced a critical racing situation when his Bugatti lost a wheel during the 1924 Cafferly Hill climb, testing both car and driver limits. This mechanical failure during a high-speed competition showed the reliability challenges of early racing automobiles. The wheel loss represented the constant mechanical dangers that early race car drivers faced during